Hello, everyone. Darren here, and on today's episode of WoTMA Academy, we are going to be talking about how to play the game one-handed. Now, this is not a troll video. I'm being absolutely serious here. Due to a couple recent interactions I've had with some of the player base who have suddenly found themselves having their arm in a cast or being temporarily disabled in one arm or hand. I forget which one it was for their particular situation. They found themselves feeling like they were going to have to put the game down for a little bit. For some people, that's a good thing. Take a break, refresh. Some people, that again, it's completely up to you. Some people are like good because of recent events, or some people are actually upset that they don't get to continue playing. And the whole interaction reminded me that a while back, years ago, that I did make a myth-busting video showing that you could, in theory, play this game one-handed, because that was actually a myth/joke across the community a while back. So, in combination of that interaction I had with that person, as well as my own experience when I had shoulder surgery done and an arm immobilized, and the fact that I remember that I had this video, I have decided that I want to just put a straightforward guide on how to set up the game for you to play one-handed. So jumping right into it, tanks. Yes, it is, in theory, possible for you to play all the classes one-handed, albeit 4 out of 5 of them you're going to find to be very difficult to do one-handed. So if you haven't already touched those branches yet, I would strongly advise that you take that time that you have temporarily, or God forbid permanently, lost the ability to use one of your arms or hands, that you take up the artillery class, as you will find that that class would be the most accommodating or easiest class to play. And that's just because, we've all seen Artie. You can post up in a corner and basically just, you don't have to worry about movement so much unless something comes up on you. And in most cases, you're probably not going to win that fight anyway. So we'll be using the Artie as the example, and that is what I'm going to recommend that you use, and that's what this video is going to kind of focus around here. So going into the setup here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your settings, and the first thing that we're going to turn on, or off, well, by default it's going to be off, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn on toggle artillery zoom. Now, if you don't play artillery very often or at all, what the toggle artillery zoom is that by default you have to aim artillery like any other tank. You have to hold down the trigger or whatever button you have it assigned to aiming to be, and you have to hold that down the whole time you want to aim. If for any reason you let go of that button or trigger, it will bring you immediately back out into third person like any other tank class. So what you want to do is you want to turn it on, because by doing that you make it just one button press and you don't have to get out of the aim screen. So if you turn that on, and as soon as you drive your Artie to the location that you're satisfied with, you can just hit the aim button one time, and voila, you are now currently in the aiming reticle, top-down view, whatever you have, and you won't leave it. You don't have to worry about holding that button down with another finger or a weird hand position. You don't have to, you kind of get, it's easy mode basically. So I'd strongly recommend that you turn that on. While we're in the same screen, I'm going to also recommend that you play around with the various control schemes based on whatever arm or hand you have lost the ability to use, whether it's temporarily or God forbid, permanently. And you just try and figure out which one works for you, and kind of stick with that till you can hopefully, again, if temporary setback, regain control of your second arm or hand, and revert back to your usual control schemes. The last thing I want to kind of recommend you mess around with, and again, it will be purely on your preference. I can't recommend one setting or the other, is the enabling or disabling of the hull lock for artillery. And as you can see again on the description at the below there, toggle on to prevent the hull from rotating when you're aiming beyond your right or left gun movement limit. And if you turn it off, then the arty will automatically move to compensate. You can disable this in game as well without having to go to the settings. It's just like a button on the D-pad, so you can adjust that in game as you so need to. But definitely keep that setting in mind and find out if you're comfortable with one or the other or both. Other than that, that's pretty much about it. I just want to remind everyone this is supposed to be a serious setup guide. This is not meant to be a joke. I have found myself in a similar situation, as I mentioned at the start of this video, and this is supposed to help those that want to keep playing the game, but for some reason or another find themselves in a situation where they have to play the game one-handed. I know that with a lot of money, you could, in theory, get a custom setup to allow you to play the game with your disability and still have full access to everything. You kind of find setups like that for PC games, but that discussion is far outside my expertise. Other than that, that's about it for this video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe. But until next time, this has been Darren of WoTMA Academy.